I just spent the last 24 hours building Burnice on my main account in order to give you guys as close to a relatable experience as possible compared to the CE server. And my experience with the character now compared to before is something else. I've experienced highs, lows, and shared it with my stream. In today's video, I'm going to give you guys a quick and dirty about Burnice, whether or not you should be building Burnice, how I like to build Burnice, and her future investment overall on the upcoming Disorder arc, and whether or not it's worth it for you to go ahead and grab this character now before Yanagi gets here. Let's talk about it. I'm sure you guys know this by now, but Burnice is all about off-field fire damage. And for me to speak on this personally, I think this is one of the best things in the game that they could have given us. Not specifically the fire damage part, but the off-field damage part. I think this opens the door for a lot of different opportunities that we otherwise wouldn't have. And trying to force these things with maybe like a Lucy or even sometimes with Seth and Nicole, it's one of those things that can get a little complicated depending on your technical skills, your execution level, if you will. But now Burnice is one of those characters where she's so easy to just do something that I think she might be too easy. And what I mean by that in short is that maybe her simplicity is a bad thing, but not the way it sounds. Her core mechanic is going to consist of the Nitro-Fuel cocktail, which I'm sure you guys know this by now, but this is the literal energy that she survives on. If you played the story, she does not do anything without Nitro-Fuel. Now, I can't tell if this is some kind of like Caledonian drug for her, but this is some really good stuff that essentially like gasoline for the human body, specifically for Burnice. Whenever Burnice is using energy, so her EX skill, she's going to accumulate heat. So it's pretty much a trade-off. Use energy, get heat, and this is going to rise to a maximum of 100. She's pretty much going to be able to gain about 1.4 worth of heat or 1/4 worth of heat for every 1 point of energy that she consumes. Now, the key thing about this here is you want to get to about 50 heat. Once you have the halfway mark, which you can see on that bar up there, it's going to turn on. You're going to nice little flash. And then you can start using her hold attack or her enhanced fire attacks, if you will, because now she'll be put into the Nitro-Fuel cocktail state. At any point in time now, whenever she hits somebody that happens to have a fire attack attached to it, this is where the scorched effect is going to happen. Now, the scorched effect is pretty important for all of your off-field damage. Burnice go away, ally hit enemy, and now enemy take extra burn damage because they're scorched. And there's like a really small timer on when you can do this. I think it's like every 1.5 seconds or something like that. But this is how you get into the combo aspect behind Burnice, and you need to start lining up, or rather pairing, who does what and how often do they do it. The main combo that a lot of people are doing, myself included, would consist of something with Jane and then Burnice. But when you play a character with, say, Soldier 11 and Burnice, the way that this goes, or rather the way that they play, feels completely different. Both still being fast action or fast paced, but a lot of the times when I'm playing Soldier 11, I feel like things are a little more calculated and they're a little bit more forgiving because everything is burn damage. Whereas I'm playing with Jane or Piper, or even Grace for that matter, things are less forgiving because I need to be able to time when that anomaly bar stacks all the way up to fire and when it's going to stack all the way up to the other element. A big part of testing Burnice while I was doing this literally came down to who feels nice to play and what do they do. I think Jane overall, at least for right now, Jane is good. Jane is strong. I feel like Jane Seth Caesar is stronger than Jane Burnice Caesar, or even Jane Burnice Seth, because it feels like it disrupts it. And I saw a lot of discourse about Seth being a little clunky, being a little hard to play. Now, if you guys have seen my previous video where I went over Caesar, the guide, and then I also did another video pretty much detailing how I did this, I don't feel like Seth is clunky to play. I think Seth is one of the better characters to play. And because he has this a medium skill ceiling, if you will, or high skill ceiling in the comparison of the game, I like it. I think it's good. Comparing that to Burnice and trying to put her on any of these teams, what feels like should be easy, and it is, right? That's what I meant by like it's simplified, and I think the simplification kind of hurts her in a way because it's too simple, where you don't necessarily have to think. I am in the minority. My chat taught me that today. I'm in the minority here when it comes to how I feel about the game and the different things that I like about the game in terms of the depth or difficulty or the intricacy, if you will, of what's going on. But a lot of this led me to trying out different builds and trying to figure out how I'm going to build Burnice. So during today's stream, I was pretty much able to take Burnice from level 1 all the way up to level 55, along with Soldier 11. Now, I'm able to do this because I have not been able to play the game in about a month. As I explained in my community post, I've just been gone, focused on moving, things like that. But during this time period, I was able to see all the different things that I could work on with Burnice. I guess if we were to talk about it specifically, because, you know, the talents, the skills, all that kind of stuff is there. Now, I only leveled up her skill, if I'm not mistaken, and I leveled up a little bit of her chain attack because I knew I was going to be using that ult. One of the things that I've learned about the community is that you guys really love using your ult, and you feel like using that chain attack or using the decibel rating is something that is only gifted or warranted for your DPS character. But what's funny is in the game, it tells you there are different implications for using your ultimate per character, or rather per type of character, the class. Defense characters provide you different bonuses or benefits. Support characters provide you different things. Anomaly characters, and then of course the DPS characters are doing the damage. So using Burnice, her having a quick assist attached to almost, I think it's like frame 2 or frame 3. About frame 3 of her ultimate, having the quick assist attached to that is insane, because it basically gives you a support character or the benefit of a support character without needing to put the support character on your team. And that eliminates what you would have to do to build out your team for your attack. This is something that I like, for instance, like Soldier 11, where Soldier 11 really wants a support character so that she can get the quick assist, so she can get her triggers, and then get her Burning Blade status effect, where you get 8 burning slashes for free. You pretty much get that for a given. With Burnice on the team, you're able to find another way to give yourself that outside of chain attacks or counters or anything like that. And having to make that decision on which one you decide to use is pretty crucial to the risk reward factor of the game, which again, I'm in the minority here. I like that. As far as building Burnice goes, I don't have her signature W engine. I know that's crazy, right? The light cone guy, the light cone connoisseur, the W engine guy does not have her signature W engine. And unfortunately, I just didn't get it. I lost the 50-50 to the character and the weapon, and we ended up getting another Hellfire gear. So yeah, I can't pull it. Instead of using that, I ended up using Electro Lip Gloss. Now I've been looking for a reason to use this particular W engine, and I'm okay with that. It performs well. It's not the worst thing. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it's like the second or third best that she has available to her, but most of her damage being off field, I don't really care about her thing. I really wanted the energy regen from her W engine, and then of course the extra damage attached to it. A lot of the stats that I'm looking for while I'm building this character is attack percent, anomaly proficiency, penetration value is good, just because at some point I will be using her with Rena, and that'll happen with Yanagi if I can't find someone to use temporarily until like Lighter gets here, for instance. Chaos Jazz was my main 4-piece that I wanted to go with, just because of the fire benefit that it gives you, the anomaly proficiency bonus that it gives you. And then I ended up messing around with, I think it was Swing Jazz. Swing Jazz was okay, but then I realized I was running Swing Jazz. I never actually activated Swing Jazz. So I'm running Swing Jazz with just 1 piece, and I'm missing a 6th disc. So I didn't have the energy, which means that the entire time I'm playing this character up to a certain point, and we're like maybe an hour and a half deep, I'm not having energy issues. Because of that, I said, you know what? If I'm not having energy issues now, I don't need Swing Jazz to fix it. I ended up working on something to replace that with Freedom Blues. At some point, we tried using Inferno Metal for the fire damage bonus, and it really just came down to like me understanding Burnice is such a great character in terms of the build that if you just focus on the 4-piece set, which in this case being Chaos Jazz, your 2-piece set can be whatever the heck you want. I pretty much went with, hey, what gives me the best stats to help her reach certain numbers as easy as possible? And that's what we went with. But the final build that I ended up doing was Electro Lip Gloss, 4-piece Chaos Jazz, and 2-piece Freedom Blues. Now, this was a testament, or rather helping. Nyx is a huge lifesaver in this fact, because I'm a hoarder when it comes to these gacha games, and it's not on purpose. It's just that there's a lot of things that I don't know to let go of when it comes to disk drives or gear pieces. You guys have seen this in Zenless, and you see it in Sorrel as well. And Nyx was basically kind enough to come onto the account and pretty much just clear out things that I don't need. And I learned a valuable lesson. If I'm not looking for the double stat that I want, so anomaly and attack percent, or double crit rate, or anomaly plus attack percent, my bad, double crit rate plus attack percent, like little things like that, it's fine. I also learned that I don't have to farm for disk drives almost ever again, not because of the hoarding part, but because of the way that the game allows you to get so many materials and all these different events, story, the side quests, all this kind of crap. It's wonderful. So moving on from that factor, I can pretty much show you guys the final run that I was trying to do. Now, I wanted to clear Chiyu defense 6 and 7 before they went away, which is just a couple days. And 6 was something that I was stuck on because I had no fire DPS, which is how we got into building Soldier 11 as well within the same stream, right? I built Soldier 11 and I built Burnice basically within 24 hours of each other. They're both not complete, but they're complete enough. And that allows me to pretty much focus on finishing out characters. And that's what you're going to see me do for the rest of the week. A lot of the videos and streams that I'll be doing for the rest of the week will be focused on finishing out these characters, but you can see that live. And that's why you stop immediately after you let go of Seth EX skill. Does he doesn't hold it though, right?
Time to shine.
I can line them all up, right? Yeah, there we go.
Copy that.
Burn, baby, burn. Yes. Oh my goodness, I love that. I love that. Soldier just being able to like cleave everything across the board. Ooh, the parry on the bullet. Oh man, yes. Come on, baby girl, Burnice. I love that for me. I love that for me, and by me I mean her. Okay, now this guy, I'm gonna ult here. Sick place. 1, 2. Nice. 1, 2. Yes. Good stuff. Good parry. That's for me. That's for me. Okay, we do this again. Do that same rotation. I don't have to deal with that. Yep, I don't have to deal with that, big dog. Cancel and a parry. Burn. Die. Got him. Got him.
Victory's mine.
Wonderful. Into Burnice here. Into Mucus. And so, like, I probably didn't have to do that one right there, but I guess the disorder is going to trigger anyway, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, see, she only gets 2 of these here.
Together. Continue.
But I do get this. Save your ult for Caesar against this boss. Okay, so it's better to use my Caesar ult here on this boss. Gotcha. I don't have to deal with that, so EX skill. Haha, haha. My guy thought he was gonna do something, bro. No, sir. Into shield throw cancel. There we go. Into parry. You're cooked. You're cooked. You're cooked. You're cooked. You're cooked. Burnice. Yes, ma'am. To Caesar. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. That's it, right? I don't think that's it. I don't have enough. Yeah, and I didn't have any afterburn either. So overall, if I were to give you guys like the final opinion when it comes to Burnice, the way that I feel about this character, as I mentioned in the beginning of this video, is I think her future value is ridiculous. I think when Yanagi gets here, and even beyond Yanagi, we can think about Miyabi, for instance, or whatever other character that they haven't released yet, like the idol girls. I'm super excited for them just based off design alone. I think Burnice is a key to unlocking different team comps that I don't want to say revolve around Burnice specifically, but they revolve around disorder or the anomaly build up. The amount of anomaly she builds up just passively is insane. And then when she's off field, you can see the little tick, 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 tick. All of those burn effects from Scorched, it feels like they just jump up the anomaly meter by a clean 15% with each tick. And when you have a character, as I mentioned before, like Jane, who's building up physical at an insane rate, or Piper, who's building up physical at an insane rate, and even Grace doesn't build it up at an insanely fast rate. But when you know how to play Grace and you have your grenades and you're doing your smoothment, as I call it, you're building it up at a good enough rate to, I guess I should say a good enough rate, to the point where you can take advantage of it. And then you see shock, burn, disorder, shock, disorder, burn, disorder, scorch, disorder. Like, it's ridiculous the amount of stuff you see. And I think something that might be a little too strong that we're not really pointing out, disorder builds the decibel rate insanely fast. Like, being able to trigger disorder back to back to back, you see that disorder value or the decibel value go from like 100 to 2900 in seconds. Having Burnice's ultimate or Jane's ultimate or Grace's ultimate. I think all of this will become a much stronger asset for players who really take the time to dig into the team. I think if you're going to play one of these disorder teams, even though it's super easy, I feel like Yanagi is kind of going to be the first stepping stone, or rather the big skill check, if you will, character-wise, that's going to force players to learn not only how to use Yanagi, but learn another form of meter management. Right now, we have the meter management from decibel ratings, we have anomaly, and then you have your stun meter, right? And then some characters like Ellen have their own form of meter with her flash freezes. There we go. So a lot of the other characters have their own unique meter that you have to manage on top of the game mechanic meter. Burnice also has that, and you also have to be mindful of it while she's off field, because it's going down with each attack. She loses the Nitro-Fuel built into her kit. But when Yanagi gets here and we start to play these characters that are primarily on field, you're gonna have to find some time to be able to sneak in these switches, right? The switch tech, these opportunities to get Burnice back on the field, do a little bit more damage while also being able to keep Yanagi up. And then you still have a third character to think about. I know a lot of you guys are looking at Lucy as your third character, but for me personally, I don't think Lucy is the glue to a disorder team. I think Lucy is just something that players are going to be using because they don't know the last thing to put in there. They don't understand what's really going to glue this team together. How am I going to get my stuns? When can I take advantage of stun? What happens if I have a stunned enemy and I trigger multiple disorders or multiple anomalies? Which anomaly is going to be the best one for me? All these things are running through my head right now for Burnice as a character, and I don't feel like one solid guide or one little guide is going to be able to capture everything for her right now. I feel like overall, once we get more, again, Yanagi, we're really going to see not only Burnice, but we're going to start to see disorder just take it to the top. That's enough speculating for me right now. I need to keep my hands on Burnice. I want to play more with Yanagi. I do have access to the CE server, and that'll be coming out here throughout the week, like I said. So expect more of that. I'm back now. Things should be back on track, and my Nitro-Fuel for Zenless has been reignited. I can't say my user outro because it's inappropriate for YouTube. Like the video, comment, subscribe. Smell you later. Oh, Mike? No, I didn't. Nice. Okay, so now they're here. Oh, yes. She doesn't have energy. Oh, wait, this is Jane. There we go. Caesar. Yes, wonderful. And if I can get into the parry, there it is. Wonderful. Good disorder. To this. Boom. Nice, nice. Give me that dodge. Yes. That should be it. That should be it. Beautiful. Okay, so I have to go into Burnice here. Into Jane. Because I just happened to trigger it that way.
The final act begins now.
1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 3, 1. Nice, nice, nice. Do it again, do it again, do it again, do it again. Oh no, I fucked it up. I fucked it up. That was the run. No, 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 no. Run that back, run that back, run that back, run that back. That was it. That was it. That was it. That was it. That was the run to end the video.